of a Hollywood movie, isn't it? Joining us to discuss today's headlines is ALP President Wayne Swan in Brisbane and Independent MP Dai Le here in the studio. Good morning to you both. All right, Swanee. What do you think of the President's new nickname, huh?
Oh, I think it suits him, doesn't it?
Does it?
He's a reality TV star. You know, we ought to be focusing more on the substance rather than the theatrics here, I think.
Is it a bit of a distraction then, in your view?
Yes, it is, but it's one that he uses to his own political advantage, and he does it extremely powerfully, I guess. But the substance here is what matters,
Yeah.
and the national interest is what this is all about, and the international interest. We just shouldn't lose focus on that.
Well, I guess, yeah, OK, let's look at it in terms of its double meaning. He is being referred to as Daddy, I guess, because of his position globally, right, and the way he is the leader of the free world, commander-in-chief, the Iranian bombing that we've seen recently. So, in a way, it's kind of accurate. How do you see that in terms of what to expect from a man who embraces claims like this?
Well, I'd rather we focused on what he's actually doing when it comes to nuclear weapons and the consequences of that for the globe. So we shouldn't be distracted by all of this, and in some ways that's part of his approach to politics more generally. But we shouldn't, as a public, lose sight of the really important public policy issues underlying all of this.
Di, do you just see this as a bit of a tactic, all this sucking up to Trump? He loves praise.
Oh, look, he does, and I think he's such a showman, right? But, I mean, I do agree with you, Wayne, that I know...
Oh, we're making ground.
that I think we should really focus on, obviously, there's some serious policies and international issues and, of course, the impact of that on Australia as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, look, that's how he carries himself in his entire presidency, I think. All
right, well, nickname aside, I mean, Donald Trump has emerged from NATO with a new agreement with European leaders to more than double their defence spending. So, Wayne, it wasn't a bad trip for the US president. I guess the question now is, does Anthony Albanese follow suit? They've pledged 5%. Ours is a mere 2% and increasing to less than 2.5% in a couple of decades.
Well, it's a scary world out there. We've got the rise of authoritarian regimes, we've got Russia, we've got the expansion of China in our region. I think we all are going to have to make an increased commitment over time to defence forces, which is precisely what the government has been doing, and it's
but
what really AUKUS is all about.
Swanee, do you think it should go up to 5%? I mean, even 3%?
I think the government will spend what it needs to spend to get the capability that we need
so that's a no?
In this region to focus on the threats. No, it's not a no, it's not a yes, because it's not just one figure. It's the nature of the threat. It's the time that it takes for us to get there. It's the capacity to build the kit domestically. It's all of those things, which is why the Prime Minister's not talking about one figure, but he's talking about a commitment across the board to increase our effectiveness in defence and diplomacy over time.
It's a bit of a gamble, though, Di, isn't it, when it comes to Donald Trump? I mean, we saw the Spanish PM push back on that, not wanting to spend the 5%. But what is now at risk, according to the White House, are the tariffs with Spain.
Look, I think we have to look at our defence spending in terms of the human capability and capacity. And I think we have had, reduction in our Australian Defence Force, I think, since for quite a while now. And I think we need to look at how we can up that. Our spending at the moment, the largest spending is on NDIS and health and then defence. So we really need to look at where our taxpayers' money is going into to prop up our economy and make it a productive and safe country for people.
All right, Swanee, I just wanted to quickly ask you as well. There are reports this morning that your government sought legal advice about whether the US strikes on Iran were lawful. Is that why it took so long to decide if you supported it?
Well, I think we did support it. I don't think it took too long to support it. I mean, very concerning situation.
Were you seeking legal advice, though?
No, but if somebody is building a nuclear weapon, then somebody should do something about it, seriously. So we can get hung up on what the legal advice says. I know the government has asked for it. I've not seen it. But there's no question that Iran was acting as a rogue state in building a nuclear weapon. And that's the important point.
Yeah, and that's the point that probably should have been made a bit earlier than it was. But, guys, thank you so much for joining. We are out of time. Appreciate it. Have a great week.